guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Pashpika, the channel where we talk about selling digital products and making money online by there. I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of selling digital product on the Etsy, like the marketplace, and on your own website. So what is the pros and cons of selling on the Etsy and pros and cons of selling on your own website in this video? So let's dive in. Before go back, consider clicking the like button, guys. I do really appreciate that. If you want more such video in the future, consider subscribing. We upload videos weekly talking about making money online by digital products. If you're interested in that, consider subscribing. And also, guys, if you're a creative person looking forward to make money online as an artist, as a creative, as a designer, I have my other channel where I talk a lot about making money online as a creative person, as an artist. Make sure you check it out the channel. The link is in the description box below. With that being said, let's talk about the selling on the Etsy. I'm going to be covering first the pros and cons of Etsy, and then I'm going to be covering the pros and cons of selling the digital product on your own website. So the pros of selling on the Etsy. The first pro is that Etsy is a marketplace. That means that it already having the customer which is ready to purchase from you. So that is one of the major advantage of going with the marketplace, because marketplace is already built in customers which will really going to help you get the sales. First sale may be a little bit tough because of the competition, but still in the future upcoming sales will be a little bit better and easy. The second is the Etsy is simple and easy to get started with that. If you're going with a website, you need to know, of course, there are so many different website builders currently right now where you don't need a coding, where you just a drag and drop method is there and you're creating a website. But still, creating a website will going to take you a little bit more longer time in comparison to creating an Etsy shop. Etsy shop is quite straightforward. Add your profile picture, your banner, your bio, and you can write all those stuff, upload your first product, and so simple and so easy to set up. You can set the discount coupons, you can set the coupon codes, you can place your shop on a vacation or even on the sale. You can do a lot of the different stuff. There is a lot of the stuff that you can do in the Etsy marketplace on your Etsy shop. So it's easy to set and easy to get started with that. Third pro is that you don't need to much actually think about providing the files to your customer. Providing the products to the customer. You'll just have to set up your listing, and when immediately someone actually purchase your product, they're gonna get the link of the product. After the purchase, they're gonna receive an email, and that's it. If they have some difficulty or something like that, then they can very well message you, and you can receive the message from your customer. You can reply to them, talk to them, and voila. It's simple and easy to deliver the product, the digital product, via the Etsy in comparison to the website if you're completely newbie in the online space and selling the digital product. The fourth pros is, since Etsy is more kind of like a marketplace, in the beginning, of course, you need to get the sales. In the beginning, you need to work a little bit harder about that, but later on down the road, it can be more passive income because you are getting the sales history, you are getting the reviews and all those things for your shop, and now your shop will going to be pushed up in the search engine of the Etsy. So even if you don't promote it later on down the road, you're still going to get the sales each and every month because you're already having a sales history and reviews and all that stuff, which could be a little bit downside, which I'm going to be covering in the cons. But still, this is a major benefit because you don't need to bring the customers, and it more work like a passive income. In the beginning, it would be more active, but later on down the road, after 1 year or so, until you feel like your shop is getting you the monthly sales each and every month, then you're getting the sales like that only. You don't have to do much of the work from your side, and you can automate the process. Like you can actually have your Etsy listing renewed by themselves, paid your monthly bills, and that's it. You have the automation system in place for getting found on the Etsy. Well, with that being said, the fifth pro is that Etsy had the ads. If you're a completely newbie on the Etsy looking for the sales, you can try your hands on the Etsy. Of course, now you would be thinking, is it really a pros? Is it a cons? I'm spending money to get the sales. But still, if you're selling the products or digital products on your own website and you're looking for the paid advertising on social media, Google ads, you need to set up the ads and you need to do all those campaigns and all those kind of stuff, which will going to take you a little bit more time because you need to know the technical stuff of how to create an ad to get the leads from social media, from your paid ads and all that on your website. But here, if you're having an Etsy shop, Etsy has an inbuilt ad in which you can very well get started with the Etsy ads with just one click. You can switch on, with the one another click you can switch off. It's simple. You don't need to set up much of the campaigns or something like that. Like if you're going with the social media ads and Google ads, you need to have a technical stuff. You need to make it the campaigns, the storyboards and pictures and videos and all this kind of stuff to get the leads. So if you really want to go with the ads, then Etsy ads are great way. Like you don't have to do much of the stuff with that. With that being said, let's move on to the cons of selling on the Etsy. The first major cons, that it is not free to get started with that. You have to pay for listing fees, then Etsy will going to take the commission. And recently Etsy has increased its commission. I'm not sure how much it is currently right now, but it will going to take commission from every single sale that you're making on the Etsy. And also you need to pay for the Etsy listing. And if you're going with the ads, that will going to increase your expenses, that will going to increase. So you have to pay for the ads as well. With that being said, the second cons is that Etsy is quite competitive. Of course, it's a marketplace, it's an inbuilt customers already purchasing from you. With it, that benefit kept in mind, many people are selling on the Etsy. So with that, there is a huge competition. And you have to beat yourself up with against a lot many people that are there in your same niche. You have to sub niche down, bring the customers in the upfront in the beginning to get the few sales, because you don't have a sales history. So since you don't have a sales history, your listing will going to be there very down in the search engine of the Etsy. So that is the second thing, is the Etsy is quite competitive. The third is that it's a third party platform, it's a third party website. Yes, what if in the future Etsy decides you any longer on their website and they decided to shut down your shop, then you're out of the business. Yes, as a third party website, you don't have the full control. You don't have the full control over your website, how you're gonna sell, where to sell, how you're gonna make money and all those kind of stuff. So that is the downside, and that could be a really big downside when you're actually making good money from the Etsy and then you're thinking, what if my shop is gone forever? Something happens, I get banned from the Etsy, or Etsy gets closed, then my shop, my business is over. So that is a third party stuff that is really scary. Cons is that since it's a third party platform, you're not getting that much flexibility as you're getting on your website. On the website, you're having so much flexibility. You can do the stuff that you want to do for your shop, for your listing. You can promote the way you want to. I mean, of course, here you also can promote the way you want to, but still you don't have that much of the flexibility with the platform. It's simple and easy to get started with that. But then said, the last cons that I have for you for the Etsy is Etsy could be bit pricey for you, because you're paying for the listing and that listing needs to be get renewed in every 4 months. If you're getting the sale, then it will going to be renewed in that sale. But if you're not getting a sale for that listing, you have to renew if you want to be live on the Etsy, and then you have to pay the commission for every sales that you're making. And if you're going with the Etsy ads, then huge expenses. So it can be really expensive for selling on the Etsy. But these are the pros and cons of selling on the Etsy. Of course, there could be more pros and cons. It's entirely based on my own experience and knowledge so far with me selling on the Etsy. Now, I do sell on the Etsy, but I'm not that active on the Etsy. I have my few listing up and live, and I'm get sales here and there. I would sell on the Etsy. Maybe I would add more listing to the Etsy in the future, but currently I have put my shop on the hold because I've been working on the different projects right now, and those projects is taking a lot of the time and effort from me. That being said, let's move on to the website's pros and cons. What are the pros of selling on the website? The first pro is that it's your platform. It's not a third-party website. You have the full control over that. It's your platform. You choose whether you want to sell on that, whether you don't want to sell, whether you want to do what the heck you want to do with the website. You have full control. It's your work. No one can delete your website. No one can push you out from your website. So that is the one bigger thing, is that you have the full control. The second is you have the full flexibility. You can set the shop the way you want to. You can do the shop branding, your website branding, the way you want to. You have a full control, full flexibility. The third is that, of course, it could be a little bit expensive if you're going with the website builders, but if you're going with the WordPress, it isn't that much costly to have a website in comparison to the Etsy. Like if you are actively selling on the Etsy and you are paying the commission for every sales that you're making, going with the Etsy ads and all that, it could be a little bit more expensive. But if you're maintaining a website, then the website, you need to have a yearly plan. Like you need to have a domain and hosting, and then the WordPress if you're going with a WordPress. If you're going with the website builder out there like the Wix, Weebly, Squarespace, there are so many of them, then it may not be that costly in comparison to maintaining an Etsy shop. Again, here it is a controversy. Some people see it as expensive, more expensive than having an Etsy shop. Some people don't see as that expensive, because here you don't need to pay commission to anyone, okay? And if you don't want to go with the ads, it's fine. You just have to pay the yearly expenses of maintaining your website. There's a domain and hosting, and then the WordPress. But it depends whether it's expensive for you or not. For me, I don't think so that's expensive. So that's why I kept it as a third. The fourth pros of selling on the website is that no one is competing with you. Since you are the only one selling on your website, so you are not competing with anyone out there. So you don't need to beat anyone to get the sales. Of course, we are not beating on the Etsy itself to get the sales, but still, if you having a more competition, then you really need to find a way to stand out from the market to get the sales. But here, since you don't have any competition because no one is selling on your website other than you, so there is no competition. You can sell the way you want to sell it. That's an amazing thing. The last pros that I have for you for selling on the website, that your website looks more professional. Of course, Etsy shop also looks more professional, but I think that website gives you that more professionalism business badge, or a more professionalism company badge, because if you're having a LLC for your business, for your digital product based business, and if you're having a website, it looks more professional. Rather than actually linking people to your Etsy shop, it looks more professional to linking the people to your own website shop. So I think that could be a little bit more professional than selling on the Etsy. Again, it depends. I mean, I think in that way, maybe for you it would be different. Maybe for some other people it would be again different. It varies from person to person depending on their priorities, what their demands. And so I think that having a website is more professional rather than having a simple Etsy shop, because you're linking to third-party website to your customer, but here you're linking the people to your own website. So that looks more professional in the eyes of the people, that hey, they are having their own website, selling on their own website. And yeah, let's move on to the last section of this video, is the cons of selling the digital products on your own website. The first cons is that since your website is not a marketplace, so you have to bring the customer. Of course, you can rank your website on the Google, but ranking on the Google is not quick fix. It takes a lot of the time and effort. It has a lot of the tips and tricks to rank on the Google. So you have to bring your own customer. So you have to bring your own customer on your own website. Since it's not a marketplace, so you don't already have a customer on your on your website. So you have to bring your own sales. The second cons is that it could be a little bit pricey if you're selling on a website. Again, it depends. I keep it as a pros as well, and I'm keeping it as a cons as well, because it may be pricey for some people to have an Etsy shop than their website, or it may be pricey for some people to have their website than their Etsy. Going with the Etsy ads, then Etsy could be more expensive for you. And if you're on your own website, you're not going with the ads, you're just having your hosting and domain, and you're bringing the sales from the social media, then it won't be that pricey. But still, if you're trying your hands over the social media advertising and different advertising like Google ads, it could be a little bit pricey. So that is why I kept it as a second. It could be pros and cons depending on how you proceed with selling digital products, what are your priorities and what you're selling and all that stuff. Third cons is that the technical side of setting up the website. Of course, there are so many website builders out there that have made it so much easy for you to set up your website, whether you're going with the website builders like Squarespace, Wix and Weebly. They have made it so simple and easy, but still you need to know where to drag and drop, and you need to know how to design your website. So still it needs some more technical stuff. You don't have to go with the coding, but still I think that setting a website takes you a little bit more time in comparison to setting up your Etsy shop. Cons is that, of course, it may not be cons for some of you people, but for me, when I was getting started with selling digital product, it was a cons for me. Right, the people, the product files. Okay, on the Etsy, the people just make a purchase and then they are getting the link to the product and then they are downloading it and using it and all that. But here you need to know how you're gonna provide the people the product. Of course, you can have the same thing. You can have the people purchasing your product and then they are getting the link to download that product, and simple and straightforward. But at times, it can be a little bit more technical. It could be the cons for you or it couldn't be, depending on what kind of product you're selling and how you're providing that product to your customer. The fifth cons is that it is not that passive on the website, because you have to maintain your website, you have to update your website. Of course, you need to update and maintain your Etsy shop as well. But Etsy shop again could be more passive. On the website, you need to update the plan setup. You need to see that your website is going running or not, whether it has a bugs or whether it has some issues. You need to value to the people. So these are the pros and cons of selling on your website and the Etsy. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Where are you selling your own digital product? Etsy, website, or any other platform? I would really love to hear from you. Till then, take care. I'll gonna see you in the next video. Bye guys.